My people, today let's talk about the importance of seeing the value in others. I feel like we live in a world where everyone thinks about themselves a lot. Everyone's the main character, basically. Everyone wants to be the star. Everyone wants to be the most anointed one. Everyone wants to be the most intelligent, the most magnetic. All these things that we talk about when it comes to when it comes to self. We are in a generation that thinks about self so much. Now, as much as to an extent it is important to always think about yourself, there needs to be a balance to it. Because I do feel like we've come to a place where all we see is self and all we see is ourselves as main character, that we can overlook others. Okay? So, why seeing the value in others? Personally, I believe that every single person has value. It doesn't matter if a person that you know, they just rot away in the house, probably they're not doing anything, they don't have a job, or they're not even inspired by life. And for some reason, you feel like this person, there's no more hope for you. What if I tell you that there's hope for that person? What if I tell you that that person right there actually has value? Now, the person might not be adding into the environment as much as you expect, but sometimes it takes someone else to be able to bring out that gem in the other person. If we just take ourselves out of the equation, if we just stop thinking about ourselves for once and think, how can I serve others? How can I see the value in this person? I personally believe that every single person is valuable. As long as you were born, you are valuable. Whether you have anything, whether you're poor, whether you're rich, whether you're skinny, whether you're fat, whether you are working or unemployed, it doesn't matter what you're doing. To that person who feels like you don't have any ambition, you're not doing what everyone else is doing, you sort of just look at yourself like, I can't equate to what everyone else has. I don't have as much value as everyone has. What if I tell you today that you do have value? Sometimes it takes someone else to be able to recognize that value in you, to be able to draw that out, or even you yourself. I was once that person who never saw themselves as valuable. I never knew what I was bringing to the table. Hell, I didn't even know myself. Now, how I began to know my value genuinely was having a relationship with God. Now, that was the first way I began to realize, oh my God, I am valuable because, of course, God sent his son to die for me on the cross. He had me in mind. I used to have that thinking of but Jesus died for everyone else. So what makes it that special? It does. It's still as valuable because that mindset in the first place is coming from a place of comparison and competition. I'm not going to enter the root of that mindset today. But why are we talking about seeing the value in others? Today, it's so funny that I, had this video in mind because I just look around and I see how sometimes we miss the value in the people around us. And today I was having a conversation with my friend. And she was saying, and I totally understand her perspective, by the way. I totally hear what she was saying. But I did not fully agree because I just felt like what she was saying sounded very transactional. And to be very honest, we do live in a generation that is very transactional anyways. So she was saying that, you sort of have to have something, work towards something for people to see you as valuable, for people to see you and respect you. Now, as much as I understand and I hear what she was saying, for me personally, I'm thinking, if you are only respecting people and valuing people for what they have, what they can do, I feel like that says a lot about you and not the person. We should be able to see past what a person can give or what a person cannot. We should try as possible not to have a transactional relationships or connection. Now, I do understand that that's just how life is, even with God. To an extent, there is a transactional relationship with God. But I genuinely believe that if we were to decide today not to ever do anything for God and just choose to be, his child, I think God will be fine with that. It's just that, of course, you will not be living to your fullest potential, right? I believe in essence, right? In essence, we should all know our value because we all have value, and we should know and understand how we can express that value to serve others around us. Because remember, whatever you have inside of you, it's not just about you, it's to help serve other people. That's why, as much as the main character is good, I feel like sometimes we need to come out of this main character mindset because it can become so selfish. Okay? So when she was saying that, I genuinely didn't fully agree, because I was just like, no. Yes, I do understand that it may be hard to respect someone. It may be hard to see the value in someone who seems to not be doing anything in their lives. But why can we not give them the same respect as someone that is doing bigger things or valuable things, as we say? Does it make them less human? I talk about this in one of my previous videos about worth. Every single person is worthy. Every single person is valuable. You cannot tell me that God created us as human beings, and then there is nothing inside of us that is valuable. It's just that most of the time, we have not cultivated that value in us. We have not cultivated, we have not understood our value. So sometimes when you don't know a thing, when you don't understand a thing, how can you use it when you don't even know that you have it? So sometimes I feel like we need to be patient with people. I'm not an advocate for people rotting away and just doing, just not doing anything with their lives. We can try and push past what we see. We can sometimes stop in our own tracks. We can sometimes stop in our own ways of doing things and pay attention to the next person and ask them, what do you want to do? What do you like doing? What do you enjoy? You just may never know that person actually has dreams inside of them that's, brewing up, or something that they want to do, but maybe they're just stuck with fear. Maybe they just have so much self-doubt that they don't even believe that this dreams that they have in their imaginations is possible. So maybe we who tend to say or think that we know our value, if we truly do, then we can also use that to serve others and draw out their own value. Every single person has a value. I know we're in a world where everyone lost the main character energy, but we're all connected and we're all meant to use what we have to serve each other. When we see value in others, we're able to create genuine connection, trust, and respect. People feel seen by you, because sometimes you're able to recognize something that the person may not recognize, and you just speaking it out, calling it out, is enough for them to know that they are seen. One thing I realized with value as well is that it's also down to people's expectations of things, right? Sometimes you could be showing up with value and a person might not see it. Now, if deep down in your own soul, in your being, you know that you're giving in the space, you're giving value, and they don't see it, that's not your problem, right? But I think that we should be able to recognize when people bring value into our lives in the most littlest way. It could be in a time when the person listens to you, when the person offers you advice, when a person creates that safe space for you to cry on, when a person gives you that thing that you, without you even asking for it, they go out of their way to help you. That is value. Now, I'm not saying that we should just sit here and think that we're entitled to the value that people bring. I think when it comes to value, it should just be a thing of natural service. It's not about just one individual. It's about every single one of us connected together, bringing what we have to serve each other. There is no competition here. There is no comparison here. There is no one main character here. And the truth of the matter is, genuinely, it's not about us. It's about others, helping others, serving others. One person that I really love in the Bible that I feel like was able to express his value of the people around him was King David. And this was when he had soldiers who were willing to literally lay their life just to go and get water for King David to drink. But what did King David do? He honored them and said, there is no way I can drink this water. This water is of a man's blood. Why? Because when they went to get the water, they had to fight before they could get that water. And King David said, hell no. Now, he did say hell no, but he said no. The King David was like, no, I'm not going to drink this water. I'm going to give it as an offering, if I'm correct. Because he knew that these men around him were men of value. David is a great representation of a man who was able to recognize the value of those around him, and he appreciated it. So I want you to look around. Who are the people that you've overlooked? Those people that are so easy to overlook. Let's talk about being overlooked for a moment. I was that girl. I noticed that when I do things, I wasn't seen for it. I was overlooked. I wasn't thanked. And it used to hurt me so much in my soul that it became one of the things that drove me to make sure that, you know what, you must see me, I must add value to myself. And as much as, yes, that's one of the things that has made me, gone on this self-development journey, I've had to grow out of that mindset of wanting to have or add value to myself just so I can be validated by others. You need to understand that if you want anything, do anything that you're doing, do it for you. Don't do it for people. Don't do it for the validation of anybody. It's easier said than done, especially if you do have that mindset of, I want to be praised, I want to be thanked, I want to be told I'm intelligent, I want to be told I'm beautiful, I want to... No. If you want to add more value to yourself, do it for you. Because the more you do for you, the more you love yourself. And the more you love yourself, the more you're able to love others. Naturally, when you're someone who pours into yourself as much as you need, it naturally overflows. And yes, you are the main character in your world. Every single person is the main character in their world. But how can you intertwine your main character and everyone else's individual main character so you can come together to achieve something beautiful? Rather than just thinking that it's all about you, because it really isn't. So I'm really challenging you today in this video to see the value in others. Those people that you tend to overlook, that you think that they're never gonna go anywhere. But you see life, anything can happen. Anything can happen. A beggar today can become a king tomorrow. So never underestimate people. Never look down on people all because you think you have a certain kind of value. Never look down on people because you think that you are better than. Because you never know. The tables turn. The tables truly turn. There's always something. There is always something. If you look closely, there is always something in a person to show that they have value. Treat everyone with respect. Treat everybody equally. Express your appreciation verbally. Because sometimes, you know how you see the value in someone and in something, instead of you to voice out, you let it choke in your chest. No, release it. Give people their flowers early. It's not when they die that you go to their burial and start saying, oh, this person was so kind, oh, they listened, oh, they did this, they did that. But when they were alive, did you tell them that actually you are such a great listener? Thank you so much for the kindness that you showed me. Notice positive traits about people. Now, I know as much as people can be flawed, as much as sometimes you're like, do you know what, I don't want to hear it. Regardless, notice positive traits about people. Remove your sentiments, the feelings of dislike or whatever it is that you feel like you judge them with. There is something good about everyone that you see. And the truth of the matter is that when we see value in others, we truly see the value in ourselves. Because remember, sometimes we tend to see people through the lens that we see ourselves. So if you look at a person and you're like, they don't have any value, well, maybe you should look closely. You might think you're doing so many things, but if you're able to look at someone and say, oh, they don't have any value, then look at the mirror. Look at the mirror. So just so you know that when you do uplift others, when you see the value in others, whatever you see in others, you have within yourself. So I'm going to leave you with this. Who are you going to truly see this coming week? Who are you going to be like, do you know what? I see you. I see you. Thank you for the value that you bring into this world. But honestly, thank you guys so much for watching this. This has been on my mind, and I just feel like we just walk around in a world where everyone is the main character. And yes, it's beautiful. You're the main character in your world. Yeah. But it's really not all about us. It's really not all about us. And I just thought that, when we're able to see others this way, we just make society better. We just make community better. So I just want to leave you with that thought this week. I want you to think about this. And yes, thank you so much for watching my video, and I'll see you in the next one.